Welcome to Standard 6, Term 3, Unit 1, Prose. Who owns the water? Who owns the water? Section 2. Let's see what happened in the Section 2. Welcome to Section 2. Who owns the water? A pack of wild dogs, catching the scent of boar in the wind, came to the spot where he had lain. So, the pack of wild animals catching the smell of the wild boar. So, they came there where he had laid. They sniffed the circle that was rich with the smell of the animal. So, they sniffed. So, breathe in air, noisy way, and rich with the smell of the animal. So, the wild dogs, they smell the wild boar. They whined and snarled and dug at the smell as if digging the elusive boar himself out of the ground. Finally, realizing that there was no dinner to be found there, because the boar went out of the place. So they finally found there is no dinner found there. They departed, their noses and tails high in the air, and in doing so, they left the hole a little bigger. So, they left the hole little bigger and wider than they had found it. Before they found it, it was a small pit. Then, after they came there, little bigger and wider than they had found it. And then what happened, you will ask? Do other animals come along too? They do indeed, my child. I told you the whole had a story to tell. Not long after, the rains came. It poured, and only those of us who have seen the monsoons will know what that means. It rained without stopping for 3 days and 3 nights, and the dry earth soaked up the moisture as a hungry puppy laps up milk. Yes. And then what happened? Other animals come along too? No. If they need it, they will come. The whole that tell you the story. Yes. The whole that tell you the story. Not long after the rain has not come. So it poured, the monsoons it means. So it rained without stopping for 3 days and 3 nights. So the dry earth, it soaked up with the moisture. The dry earth, it soaked up with the moisture as a hungry puppy laps up milk. Hungry puppy laps up milk. The whole earth smelled wet and fresh, and even the normally serious looking people in the village went around with the smiles on their faces. If so many days they didn't see the rain. So the smell of the earth and wet and fresh water, it gives smiles on the village people's face. The hole in the ground collected the water that fell, and around its edges the grass grew as brighter green. Yes, the hole was much better. How it could be? The hole in the ground collected the water that fell, and around its and the edges that the grass grew a bigger green. So on the edge of the holes, the green grass is grown. Soon buffaloes discovered the grassy spot as the buffaloes want to do. They wallowed in the puddly water. turning the hole into a muddy pit. So the buffalo wallowed on the puddly water, turning the hole into a muddy pit. I was not there to see, but I am told that many afternoons did the buffaloes gather, and thus, with a multitude of hoofs trampling the soil, the pit that was once a tiny depression widened and grew and became a little watering hole. And they all lived happily ever after. You will say in glee, but that rarely happens in real tales. My dear, there is more to go, so we will have to wait a while. So I was not there to be seen. I thought, and I am told that many afternoons that the buffaloes went there, and they multitudes on the hooves trampling the soil. The pit was once a tiny depression, widened and grew and became a little watering hole. So this is not the end of the tale. So there is more to go. So we'll have to wait a while. So complete the sentence given below with the words or phrases. The wild dogs came to the spot to catch the wild boar. The rains came and poured for 3 days and nights. The whole earth smelled wet and fresh. The hole in the ground was filled with water. The buffalo wallowed in the hole. The hole became widened and grew.